1984. George Orwell. Part 1. Chapter 1. It was a bright cold day in April and the clock was striking 13. Vincent Smith, his chin nuzzled into his breast in an effort to escape the vile wind, slipped weakly through the glass door of Victory Mansion through not quickly enough to prevent a swirl of gritty dust from entering along with him. The hallway smelled of boiled cabbage and old rag mats. At one end of it, a colored poster, too large for indoor display, had been tacked to the wall. It depicted simply an enormous face, more than a meter wide, the face of a man of about 45 with a heavy back mustache and rugely handsome features. Vincent made for the stairs. It was no use trying to lift. Even the best of times, it was seldom working, and at present, the electric current was cut off during daylight hours. It was part of the economy drive in preparation for Hate Week. The flat was 7 flights up, and Weston who was 39 and had a varicose nuclear above his right ankle, went slowly, resting several times on the way. On each landing opposite the lift shaft, the poster with the enormous face gazed from the wall. It was one of those pictures which are so contrived that the eyes follow you about when you move. Big Brother is watching you. The caption beneath it ran. Inside the flat, a fruity voice was reading out a list of figures which had something to do with the production of a pig iron. The voice came from an oblong metal plaque like a dulled mirror which formed part of the surface of the right hand wall. Vincent turned a switch and the voice snanked somewhat taut. The words were still distinguishable. The instrument could be dimmed, but there was no way of shutting it off completely. He moved over the window, a smallish, frail figure, the meagerness of his body merely emphasized by the blue overalls, which were the uniform of the party. His hair was very fair, his face naturally sanguine, his skin roughened by coarse soap and blunt razor blades and the cold of the winter that had just ended. Outside, even though the shut window pane, the world looked cold. Down in the street, littered eddies of wine where whirling dust and torn paper into spiral and thought. The sun was shining and the sky a harsh blue. There seemed to be no color in anything except the posters that were plastered everywhere. The black mustachioed face gazed down from every commanding corner. There was no one on the house from immediately opposite. Big Brother is watching you, the caption said, while the dark eyes looked into Winston's own. Down and street level, another poster torn